frozen from the past, always looking back, sitting on the shelf, always scared it would crash. Like a fire burning in her heart, scared of flyers, it tore her apart. Bursting from the flame, a new restart. Lifting up her aim, she shot as she watched. They danced together, their hearts aligned. Open to her curse, flower petals burn, thorns now disperse. Back then she was just a fern. Like a fire burning in her heart, scared of flyers, it tore her apart. Bursting from the flame, a new restart. Lifting up her aim, she shot as she watched. A single white rose in a field of red. A heart that was closed, it was undead. Too much fear has occupied my space. The only cure, it lies between your face. Those lips, those eyes, I just die inside. Lines are falling to my skin. I'm getting way too old for this. You're too lost in ways I miss. I just wait and reminisce. All and reminisce. All I get is broken love, though that always falls apart. All I get is broken love. Why can't I feel somebody's heart, even 1,000 miles apart? Been inside my chest, and all the emptiness still hurts.
Waking up with the sun at my side, looking in through the blinds. Didn't say you were coming over, but I'm down for the ride. I'm hopping in your
Okay, let's do this again. Hello nerds, how are you doing? Can you hear me well? We are live on Twitch and live on YouTube. First time. How's that going? I hope it's going alright. Yeah, first try. Lots of small technical issues with the speakers on one side, with getting YouTube to work. But we're there. We're finally there. And OBS seems fine. Let me know how the bitrate is as well. I had to increase that for YouTube, right? Let me know if Twitch is good as well. And today, since we're struggling with Discord, we will actually get our first batch of speakers through, whoops, that wasn't supposed to be shown here. Copy invite link, and let me share that through there. One more second. Okay, it didn't open on the main screen. That's good. So the app is loading. So there's the link to the first speaker and the second speaker. They are co-speakers, right? Okay, so they'll join in a minute. So let me update you guys about this practice run. We initially had 2 presentations planned, right? But tonight we might just have one, which is fine. We might just have Concept AI tools, a tool to help manual testing. It will be from Farnaz and Ruben. So that's the one we are going to jump into very soon, and we plan to have Jean Bruno for Hacking with Zed, the new code editor. Maybe he'll be able to make it by end of stream. I don't know. I still suggested, but let's see. So we will have the practice run, we will have the Q&A, we will also talk a bit about the meetup that's coming on Saturday, and we will also maybe talk about the conference that's coming in August. Just give me a second to load and check the attendance. All right, we have one person in the waiting room. Just give me a second. So the meetup is going to be this Saturday, 27th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Publicis Global Delivery, which is at the Maiva Tower in Eben on the 2nd floor. All right, let's not wait longer. Let's have Farah in the call, and then we'll have Ruben as well, I think. Let's see that Zoom. It's been a while Farah,
Hi.
can you hear me? Okay, wait, the sound is super low.
Yes.
Yeah, the sound is super low on my end. That's because of the music. Let me actually kill the music maybe, or do we want like super low music like this? I don't know. Chat will decide. And give me
It's
one.
fine on my end.
Okay, cool. Farah, nice to finally talk to you. We exchanged.
Finally, it's been
Yeah.
30 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, my bad. Technical difficulties and, well, time for people to trickle in and all that. But thanks for your patience and very glad to have you here. How was the day?
I'm actually off sick today, but
Oh,
I made an effort
yeah.
for you.
Thanks, that's very cool. And I hope it's going to help you as well for this Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Did you actually send the invite to Ruben?
I think so. Let me double check. Yes, I sent it to him. Maybe there's a last minute thing at work. You told me he's still at work, right?
Yeah, actually, the timing was really, really bad. He just
Yeah.
replied, I will just send him the link to Zoom meeting.
Yeah, no worries. It's all
Okay.
good.
I'll kill this. Not cancelled. And yeah. Signing in.
So is it going to be shared from your screen or from Ruben's screen?
I think both of us,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
because I'm gonna start first and then Ruben will continue.
Sounds good.
Okay, so just give me 1 second. I had to mute you on the Twitch channel because I can hear
Oh,
your
right, yeah.
voice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you hear yourself on the Twitch channel? That's actually important.
No.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, this I should call this stream untested. How do we do
Do you
that?
need a tester?
I guess so. I guess so. So how am
I'm
I?
gonna share my screen.
Yes, but we have a big problem if we cannot hear you on stream. So let me do a test. Let's test it right here. So can you do a sound check for us?
Test 1, 2,
Let's
3.
test it right here. So can you do a sound check for us?
Hello. Test 1, 2,
Let's
3.
test it right here. I think
Hello?
we hear you. Sound check for us. I think we hear you.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Test it right here. I think we
Hello?
hear you. Sound check for us.
Hello?
Yeah.
We
So I am.
On both
People are
ends,
going
right?
to. Okay,
Hello?
I'm going crazy here. I'm going to close that. That's cool. Chat, let us know if you can confirm that we hear Farah everywhere on the YouTubes, on the Twitch, all those things. It'd be great. All right. So let's wait for Ruben. Hello. Yeah, we can see you. Oh, Ruben is joining.
I will just kill my camera in a bit because
It,
the room is a bit messy.
it's all right. It's all right.
Hello.
Thanks for opening your camera for a bit so that people can actually, get to see who's speaking. That's really cool. Ruben, how you doing? Thanks for joining. You're on mute at the moment.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you both there. Still at work. That's
Thank
a
you.
dedicated man. Very cool, very cool. How was the day till now?
Really tiring.
Really
Lots
tired.
to do. Including the presentation. So
That's good. Now,
trying to cope.
trying to cope. Yeah, that's on
Yeah.
some days that's all we've got. I'm having a little problem. I think my computer is suffocating. It's doing too much. First time
The
using
mic,
Zoom.
I guess.
The mic is crackling a little bit on your end, Ruben. Oh, that's okay. Maybe it's like just super sensitive. I don't know if it's the jack, maybe.
Is it better now or still having the same issue?
Still having the same issue. So what I'm going to suggest in a bit, not now. Now we'll manage. Is that
Okay.
when Farah is presenting, then
Yes.
yeah, you can mute yourself while Farah is presenting, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to do this view.
There's a problem, Cedric. You've disabled the screen sharing.
Oh, that's yeah. How did I disable it?
Host
Screen.
disable participant screen sharing. It's like,
Oh, I think it's disabled by default, and it just caught up to that, something like that. Okay, I've re-enabled it. It's been a while on Zoom,
Yeah.
but I still remember how to do that.
okay.
Okay, nice. Wait, I'm still trying to get that like actually full screen, or maybe I'm hovering on it and it's not doing fine. The Q&A thing is working. I'm just going to show you if you want to watch the stream for a second. Later, when we go back to we get to the Q&A session, we will have questions from the chat collected throughout your presentation, and we can cover them one by one. All right,
Sure.
it's past 8:30. I'm just going to start the session. Wait. I need a chat. So I think you guys can start in a second. I need to switch computers for my keyboard. This is a very interesting setup, I promise. What can I say? The title would be long. Just give me one more second and then we can start. I think I'm going to copy it and see if it fits. Oh, come on. My copying skills from HTML is it that bad? Maybe. Worked on a tool during the week for the stream, so let's see if it works. Let's see if the bot is going to respond. Yes, the session is open. So if you do Q and this is a test question. Yes, the bot did take my question. All right. So now I'm gonna stop talking and leave it to you guys. Over to you. Enjoy.
So I will start, Cedric. Hi, so I'll present myself. So my name is Farhanaz. You can call me Farah, it's fine. Unlike your other sessions, Cedric, today we're going to talk about something a bit not related to front end, but mainly in regards to testing. Hence why the title, Concept AI to help manual testing, right? So in introduction today, I'm going to talk a bit about manual testing, and then Ruben will continue with automation testing. So why we chose this topic is because, of course, we are test engineers, me and Ruben, manual and automation, and we believe that, I mean, I don't know if everyone will agree with us, but I think that testing is very, very underrated. Nowadays in the industry, it's very like small community of testers, where you've got good testers and then you've got upcoming testers with different mindset, right? For me, I've been in the industry since 2011, and same for Ruben. He's been in the industry for quite a long time now, and at Publicis is 2.5 years. Same for Ruben. He just joined the company. And finally, both of us, we come from a background of internal development, which is very, very different from what we're doing today in terms of the business model. So mainly internal development, you've got, in terms of testing, you've got very streamlined processes, great processes in place where you work in a very like best, I would say, in terms of best practice for the industry. But in the consultancy model, it's a bit like, uh, not that you do whatever you want, but you don't really like follow processes to how it's supposed to be followed, right? But nonetheless, I think we're doing a very good job today, in both in terms of manual testing, automation testing, and other kind of testing, right? So today we want to start with to emphasize like the crucial role that we play in the software development team to ensure quality and reliability of the software products. We always emphasize that it's not only a tester's job to ensure that a product is of quality before you actually deliver to a client, but everyone is actually responsible for quality of the end product. But we guys, we are called like the main guardians of quality, right? So today's significance of manual testing, of course, it serves as a crucial quality assurance measure where we're actually testing as an end user by putting ourselves in the skin and then performing tests, trying both from a user experience, usability. We try to cover all kind of cases that possibly the end user might be thinking of. Okay. And today at not only at Publicis, but as I think as a QA engineer, or maybe I would say maybe as someone who wants to move towards where the industry is going. So mainly towards AI, which has taken a great, I would say it has become revolutionary since last year. Like a lot of developers are using like Copilot to generate out their test case, their codes. Same for us. It's not that we are ignorant about the topic, but we're trying to embrace AI, right? So how we are doing it today is maybe I would go a little bit about where manual testers are today and what we are doing and what are the challenges and how we are planning to use AI in our day-to-day manual testing job, right? So moving on to the next slide. So Ruben and I, last time, it's like 3 weeks ago, we attended a seminar at the Docs Codan, where actually had Ahmad from Dubai who came to show us a little bit of how we can use AI in doing testing, both manual and automation, but it was like very basic use of AI, which is ChatGPT, right? And I think by now, which was very shocking, like me and Ruben and I know many other good testers are actually kind of using AI nowadays, but shockingly during that conference, we were actually shocked by how people were amazed by what ChatGPT can do. So we're thinking that maybe like testers nowadays are not actually using ChatGPT to the extent that they should be using to kind of help them do their daily job. Okay. So here at PGD today, we're trying to look at some, I would say, working on research and development on certain tools that we can bring forward so that everyone can benefit in using those tools and doing their work efficiently in a smarter way, of course, but also efficiently. Good. So I'll move on to the next slide, which is traditional QA engineers. Today, what we are doing, I don't know if many of you guys are aware, like what are in the background, what QA engineers are actually doing today. But I can assure you that it's a lot of job that we're actually doing before, aside of testing, I would say. So the first one would be test case generation. Okay. So many people have this mindset of thinking like, yeah, okay, QA engineers are doing testing. Okay. But what happens before you actually start testing is you need to have a preparation, just like before you do anything. Okay. So for us, it's test case preparation. So as per the TMMI model, it is in the best practice of any QA engineers to actually start writing the test cases the moment they get out of a planning meeting. Okay. This is where all the acceptance criteria has been discussed, and they had the opportunity to ask questions, and they have an idea of what is coming for them to test. So they need to start preparing for the test case generation. And how this is done today in terms of manual testing is that they have to think of every possible scenarios and start writing all scenarios one by one. This is first. The second is, of course, test case prioritization. For example, if we have an application in test, so you would have many test scenarios, okay? But there are some top priority test scenarios that you will have to identify as a P1. Then again, all of this are done manually. Defect prediction. So defect prediction, we go mostly if try and analyze the end product and try to think of potential defect that might arise and try to predict what are the possible defects that can potentially create risk or loophole in the system. Then comes automation test execution. This is part of the automation testers. They will start to write their part of automation test scripts. Then you've got log analysis. Again, this is being done manually after you've identified all errors. So log of defect, log of bug, etc. on Jira, where it takes time to actually kind of log a ticket, write all the description, replication step, test evidence, etc. This is done manually as well. User behavior simulation. So now AI-driven testing tool can simulate realistic user behavior. Okay, so you've got a mini AI tool that is kind of predicting of what would be the next behavior of certain users. So in a nutshell, this is traditionally what traditional QA engineers are doing today. And I can assure you that it's lots of work that is going on behind the scene. Okay. So moving on to the next slide, the challenges that we've been facing for some time now would be that manual testing overload. Of course, when we talk about manual testing, it means that someone is physically present in front of the desktop, or if it involves mobile application testing, you need a physical device. Someone is there acting as an end user and doing the testing. Okay. Limited test coverage. So you've got difficulty in covering all scenarios in manual testing, which is just because you are human. You're trying to cover maximum scenarios that you would want, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can always cover maximum coverage. Sometimes you're so into the application that you can easily miss on certain scenarios because you've been seeing the same thing again and again. Repeated test execution. This would involve mainly maybe at the end of testing all the tickets before going to production, you have to perform sanity tests, regression testing. Same goes whenever something is already deployed into production, you've got to run all this set of tests again and again. So you can imagine how much time it's taking. Human error, again, sometimes you're so tired in doing manual testing that you can easily miss on human errors. Scalability issue, difficulty in scaling test effort to meet growing projects demand. Sometimes you've got projects that are so complex that it's very difficult to scale testing across these types of projects. Resource intensiveness, again, so when talking about QA engineers to hire many people to do manual testing, so this would mean resource intensiveness. Maintenance challenges, same issue for maintaining test scripts, test cases, etc. Lack of realistic difficulty in simulating real-world user interaction and scenarios. Sometimes just because you are trying to act as an end user, but you are not the end user as such. Okay. So this is in a nutshell what is manual testers doing today and what are the challenges. So what we are doing today is we are trying to, I won't say use AI tools to replace whatever we are doing, but trying to use AI tools to the maximum of our capabilities to help us work efficiently. Right. So here on the slide, you would see that I've separated manual testing to AI testing. So again, like we've seen before, test case generation, as a manual tester was doing all of this. Today, you've got AI generative tools that can easily generate test cases for us. Test execution, again, you've got AI tools that can prioritize and at the same time execute all your test cases. defect reporting. You've got proper defect prediction, predictive AI, we call it, that can already predict what are the possible defects that might crop up at a later stage. Regression testing was being done by manual testers to again and again test that there was no loophole left in whatever was deployed and no regression was caused. So today you've got log analysis that is automated and identifying errors for you, at the same time performance issues. Exploratory testing I mentioned before. It's acting as an end user and trying to explore the application and then trying to see whenever you can find defects. So this is being done by user behavior simulations today with the AI tool. And then ad hoc testing, any other test that which might crop up. So all of this are being done today with the AI tool, test execution assistance. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. This is mainly for the best practices. It's not really something, it's just something that whenever we're trying to look at a tool that we'll be using, especially if you work in an environment like we work today, where you've got different QA engineers working for different projects. So there are a lot of, I would say, points to consider before you actually invest in an AI tool. And today on our end, we are still working on research and development, but we have not conclude which are the tools that we were going to use. And as per the research and development as well, you've got different teams doing different kind of testing. So you don't have one tool that fits for all the purposes, right? Generative AI, like talked about before. So it's actually an AI software testing where you can actually use AI algorithm to kind of generate test cases for you. So for example, if you have written your acceptance criteria properly, so then you can just use an AI tool to kind of generate all the possible test cases that you might have derived from that acceptance criteria. Okay. So first point, it says test generation. Second one, data generation, that Ruben will cover when he does the automation part. Code generation, again, you don't have to be someone super technical to kind of use an AI tool, because it would automatically generate all the codes for you. You just have to run once it's created, you just have to press the run button, for example, and it will do everything for you. Bug finding and fixing, of course, after all the test cases has been run, you will have a bug report and fixing. And the tool that I'm going to show you will actually also allow you to kind of directly create a bug or a defect on Jira. So overall, the AI generative techniques, it has a great potential to help manual testers as well as automation testers in what we're doing today. Like I mentioned before, the word effectiveness, because this is what we're looking at today. So now I'm gonna show you a little demo of the tool TestRigger that I've been doing research and development on. So TestRigger is actually really easy to use. So it's something that I think I'll just bug. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's just hide the header whenever you're trying to share screen. Do you guys see my screen?
PowerPoint.
Okay, so I will have to stop sharing and share
Okay.
again.
No worries.
Right. So now you see nothing.
It's still showing your PowerPoint, I think.
Oh God, Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom.
I blame it on you.
Yeah, for sure. I don't mind taking the blame. Multiple participants? No, okay. Okay, now we see nothing. You can
Okay,
go ahead.
should be good now.
Okay, we're back in.
Yes.
We can see app.test trigger.com.
so
So that's
enough
good.
of all the boring theories. So we jump to an application, an AI application that I've been working on. And for my previous project, it was actually working really, really good. Unfortunately, I'm still in contact with TestRigger to kind of which made some changes on my account that I was using. So for today, I had to like create a new account for just for the demo, right? So this is what it looks like in a nutshell. It's no application that you have to install on your desktop. It just runs on the browser where you can actually create an account and log in. So what we're looking today is not a paid version, but a free version of TestRigger. Okay, so this is what the homepage looks like, and as you can see, it's very, very user friendly. You've got the header here, and this is my profile where I can just go on my profile and on different section, company, audit log, etc. The main part that we're going to use is this part on the homepage. Okay. So whenever you have to create, I would say if you want to do some testing and if you want to generate some test scenarios, for example, this is where you will create everything, okay? I've created some of them here, like you can see, e-commerce site, Facebook login, etc. So I'll just show you rapidly. Maybe I will take an example of, I don't know, Amazon, for example. Okay. So I will say, look for an item on Amazon. And then the test tab that I will want to do would be, I have the option desktop web testing, mobile web testing, native hybrid mobile. For now, I'm going to select desktop. I'm going to paste the URL here. And if I have a credential to log in, I will just insert it here. So you've got the username and the password. The OS for the free version is by default Ubuntu. If you have the paid version, you will be able to do testing on Windows and other OS. For now, we're going to select Chrome. And let's say I want to generate, there's a limitation on this, the homepage, is that you can only simulate 3 scenarios at one go. Okay. For now, for example, I'm going to select only one, and I would say I want to search address, for example, from the search bar. So I'm going to generate. So you see, like there's one scenarios that has been created. Verify search functionality by finding a specific address using the search bar. So I would generate the test case. So then automatically it brings me inside TestRigger. So you see that the test case is actually being generated. So the status is in progress and your test case is being executed, and you've got the time left. Don't mind the 14 minutes because sometimes it takes less than that. So if I click on the drop down menu, you would see that the test case is actually being created. So we can already see the first screen. Where they are actually access the URL that I fed, like so. So now it's looking for some address. I said address, but it's an AI. So if you have to do some modification on the scripts, you can do it manually afterwards, because sometimes it produces some false positive, and yeah. So it's still in progress. The good thing about this tool is that it even gives you screenshots and videos as well. So if ever you needed to show some kind of test evidence on to the client, or you have to put on your user story, you can easily do it. Good. So now it's finished. It's finished, and if it doesn't give you any error, this means that it's in green, so everything has paused. So if now you want to view the execution, you can just click here. and you see all the steps here. So if ever you want to modify the step and add a couple of more, you can do it manually, because the AI will write the steps to a certain extent, but you have the liberty to do all the modification that you want. So the status is paused here. This Chrome, and of course the OS is Ubuntu. And if you want to play the video, you would be able to see whatever was recorded. It bugs sometimes, sorry. Come on. Right. So you can see the URL was accessed. So you remember I said dress, but it did search for some address. So that's some issues with this tool, but nonetheless you can still use it. So you see, it actually did whatever I've asked the tool to do. Here it's Amazon, and it went and searched for dress. So now I kill this. I will go back. And maybe I would remove this. I would say dress, and then let's save and retest. If you want to do more modification to this area, you can just add more steps. So it's in progress, it's being executed. I'm gonna wait. It's not always that slow, maybe sometimes it depends on the network as well. But like you can see, it's already starting to generate all the snapshots, and the same like we looked at before, it will generate the video for us. So this is, oh, it failed. Good. So we will be able to see what failed. Or you have the option to compare the last version as well. Oops. Run view. So what is it that failed? And we'll be able to see where it failed. Can't find anchor described by element by descriptions. So again, maybe there's an error in the code that you can come and check in the area that we went here and do more modification. Maybe what I did was not enough, but I'm good. This one failed because I'll be able to show you what else we can do by when I meant error login. So this is the report where it would give you an idea of what failed, as well as set the priority for you. And if you want to change the priority, you can do it. So this is a severity, which is major. For example, from this section in itself, if I'm using Jira and I want to log a defect, so I would automatically click on create a Jira ticket. For some reason, I tested this before, actually before the session. So as you can see, it's supposed to redirect you on the Atlassian, and then you have to accept.
No worries, these are the demo gods that are playing tricks on you. Don't worry.
It's just today, I swear.
It's all
Yeah,
right.
so it comes to this section where it's actually like taken everything and put it in a good format so that you can start creating your Jira ticket, right? So now I've got only one Jira project, which is AI. If you had multiple projects, it would show in the drop-down menu. You just have to select the issue type. And if you want to amend the summary, for example, you can do it. This is the description. Priority, like I said, you can change it depending on whether you feel like it's a high, medium, low, depending on how it's set on the Jira side. Like I would set it to highest, for example. If there's a label in your Jira, you can add. If there's none, you can just remove it. Environment. So you see everything has been generated. So now I have a create button. So normally this is where I've spotted the bug. I don't know if it's on it today because it was working before. So if I would normally click on this create button, so you would see a Jira ticket automatically created in your Jira, as well as if you come back to this section, previous section, you should be able to see the Jira ticket that was actually created. So from here itself, you would be able to, for example, if the bug is fixed, you would be able to come and change the status. So that's a little bit of how we're using the tool today, Cedric. There's many more stuff that it can do. For example, it can generate like this data. If you, for example, tomorrow you're testing a sign up page, you don't have to actually go and create this data. It will automatically create it for you. If you want to add this data to specific kind of sets, you can just come and create it here. The only bad thing I've seen with this tool is sometimes it does not create all the steps that you would need. So this would require your intervention. But if you are a manual tester, it's very easy to kind of modify test scripts. The second thing is that it generates a lot of false positives. So sometimes you can have a test case that is failing, but it would still set it as pass. And this one, since we are in an, I would say, in a free version, we need to be really, really careful with the test data that we're using, since all of these test cases are public. So if I come here and click on sample test cases, you will come to this section where you would see that you would see all test scenarios run by public, and you will be able to access them. So it's really important to make sure that you are using your data correctly, or you can use data sets and hide the variables. Good. So yeah, that's in a nutshell of one of the tools that we're actually using. And if you can see that if a traditional QA had to write the test cases, then it was going to take a lot of time. Right now it's only one scenarios, but still you can, if you're not happy with the number of steps that are there, you can actually come and modify, but then it would be something that sits on this platform and you can run it as many times as you want. And at the same time, for the test case for the bug reporting as well, it's really, really nice. A traditional QA, I mean, if we spot a bug and he has to go on Jira and manually write the title, the summary, replication step with evidence, I would say it take easily like 15 minutes. So you can see, like with a tool like that, like we're using so much time right now. So yeah, that's in I would say, to conclude, as a manual tester, one of the tools that we can actually use, which will benefit and save time at the same time. So that's it from my side. I think.
Oops. Chat, we just have problem. Farah and Ruben, if you're hearing me from the stream, I'm gonna need you to join the meeting again, which I'm going to create. Whoa, okay, that's a problem. Let's go to Google Meet. Oops, wrong computer. Let's give it 5 seconds to connect. Yeah, Farah. Problem is free version of Zoom. Forgot about that. I'm gonna create an instant meeting. I'm going to share with the two of you. Share the link with the two of you. And we're gonna have to continue there. Yeah, very sorry. We have to move to Google Meet. I don't know why I have a feeling of déjà vu here. Not sure if it was on stream, but maybe in some kind of meeting or something that started on Zoom, and then I had the screen from Zoom that tells you like, hey, you cannot join anymore from you cannot join, you have to wait like 10 minutes to start a new meeting, because previously that was the tactic, but now it's not. Interesting, very interesting. Well, yeah, I've sent you the link through through the app that we're using to communicate. Okay, we have Ruben. Hey Ruben, welcome aboard. Thanks for doing a multi-platform presentation.
That's okay.
Farah, thanks for your part. I guess you were done, Farah? I'm not sure.
I don't know for how long I was talking to myself.
I don't think for long. I think maybe like 15 seconds, maybe even less, because I saw your message pretty quickly.
There's an echo on your side.
Oh, okay. That's an
No,
issue.
it's good. That was my side.
Oh, all right. Cool. Yeah. So I think you were concluding on the tool, like that's something you can use as a manual tester.
Yes. I was saying the amount of time it will actually save in terms of, just imagine, like for now I've generated only one scenarios, but you have the possibility to generate 3 at once from the homepage, and if you want to add more scenarios, you can ask the AI to generate for you. Okay, and you can also, if you're not happy with a step, you can just come on edit and modify. But it's something that we still is there. Like if you need to run a test again and again every day, so just imagine how much time it would save you. And of course, if you have to go on Jira and log a ticket manually, just imagine like creating the Jira ticket from adding the description, the summary, replication steps, evidence, and everything. I'd say maybe on an average bug would take like 10 to 15 minutes. So this is that much time that you're actually saving today.
Wow, that's very good.
But again, Cedric, it's not something that we've concluded. We've not bought a license yet, but it's something that we still are doing research and development on. But it looks to be a potential tool, I would say.
That's super interesting. Pretty excited. I hope you guys will join again, maybe in a few weeks, in a few months, to tell us if you've purchased the tool at work and you're using it. That would be very, very interesting.
It would be a bit challenging, I would say, because like I mentioned before, we've got different, like it's mostly the business model is consultancy. Okay, so you've got different QA engineers working for different projects, and it won't fit for purpose for everyone, you know. So you don't have a kind of AI tools so far that, from my research and development, that can fit for purpose for everyone, like doing predictive, doing generative. So maybe for now, we're going to stick to the free version until they decide they want to go with the tool. But if the free version is doing the thing, so I'm just using it.
That sounds good. The free version sounds fantastic already. All right.
Yeah. So I'll hand over to Ruben to talk a little bit about how he's using AI on his side in terms of automation.
Thanks, Ruben. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me first? Is it good?
Yes.
Yep,
yes.
all good on my end.
Okay, just let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see your screen. We're good.
Okay, so thanks, Farah, for this overview of how we can use AI in manual testing. I'm now going to cover the part where of testing where we do automation and how the big revolution of AI has also been contributed in automation, in test automation. Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk how we are going to apply AI in automation testing. And firstly, I would like you guys to have an idea of what is automation, what do we do in automation, and how AI is going to help us in automation. Okay. So firstly, AI is a process of using software tools, right? Just like developers have coding tools, IDs that they use to develop their code, to write their code. Automation also uses software tools and frameworks to write uh, test cases. Okay, and those automation frameworks uses scripting languages. Hello. Yes. Okay. Yes, I was saying that those automation frameworks uses scripting languages to write the tests and run the tests. Okay, and the use of this automation is to reduce manual effort, and the main objective would be for us to detect any bugs, anomalies, any defects that we are having on the system and the tests or the software. And it also allows us to run tests as much as we want without having a big additional effort or cost involved. And this is mainly when we have already implemented and created our automation structure, scripts, etc. And the big misconception that people have nowadays is that automation is only about writing test scenarios and running them in an automated way. Sorry, but this is not only the case. Okay, there are different types of automation that we can do, like sorry, verifying the functional aspect of it, doing runs like smoke regression, which covers the functionalities of the application. We have non-functional areas like performance testing, security testing, volume testing, and not only testers. Okay, we also have developers that uses automation, and they mainly do that to cover the unit tests, make sure that their code is working as expected, and the functionality that they have developed is working as expected. Okay, so it's not only testers that uses automation tools, and it can help both testers and developers work in a smarter, in a faster way by the use of AI. Okay, now, like I mentioned to you, automation deals with a functional part where we are going to write scenarios that is going to be tested, okay, on a software or a system. And to be able to do that, we should be able to have we should be having test data first, right? For example, if you are testing a payroll system, we need to have employee details. Okay, this can be considered to be test data, right? And each time we are going to run automation, we are going to use that data. Okay. Secondly, we have in automation, we have scripts or scenarios, right? One of the most common ones that's being used nowadays is BDD, behavior driven development. in the format in the Gherkin syntaxing that is given when then. This is very common in the industry right now, and it shows a more comprehensive way of writing test scenarios that business analysts, product owners, and developers and testers also understand, right? And we also have the test execution part. When you have created the test scenarios, end-to-end tests to cover by automation, we need to execute them, right? Those tests need to be run on a daily, weekly, I don't know, monthly basis. And after we have run those, we need to have some test results, right? There needs to be some kind of reporting, some kinds of metrics, figures that will show us if the tests that we have run have been passing or failing. Okay. And finally, we have another aspect, another activity that is being covered in automation, which is test maintenance. Okay. In this part, we are going to look at code analysis in automation frameworks like Java-based frameworks or Python-based framework like Robot framework, which uses scripting languages like C Sharp, Java, and Python. So these frameworks, we need to use a lot of coding. So when we talk about coding, we could also talk about code optimization, code analysis, structure of a code, and we're going to look at how AI nowadays have evolved to help us work in those areas in a more smarter way. Okay. Before going to live scenarios of how those activities are being covered by I want you to just understand the concepts of AI. Okay. When you are using interactive AI like ChatGPT or, for example, POE tools, assistant bots, right? We need to interact with the AI. We need to tell the AI what to do. Okay, then only we will be having some input, right? And there are some best practices that we need to keep in mind, that we need to follow in order to get what we want from the AI. When we are asking an AI, like ChatGPT, for example, to give us some output, it does not know what you have in mind, right? You have to be very precise, very accurate, give clear instructions to the AI to get what you need. Otherwise, being developers, I'm sure many of you know that the number of possible outcomes, probabilities out of its very generic requests is very, very big, is like infinite. That's why we need to be very precise, do a step-by-step approach, and refine our search on interactive AIs like ChatGPT. And another principle that's also very important is that you thank the AI. It might sound funny, but you actually do that to show that the output, the results that the AI has given you is what you need. And it will try to save the answer that it provided to you for later use, right? This is information is normally cached, is normally saved in your cache, in your session, and it is communicated to a server. Okay, so it remembers each and every time it has given you an answer, and when you have told it, you have communicated to the AI that the answer was good. Okay, you should also put limits and boundaries so that you don't get too many answers, too many requests, that you're very precise and accurate on what you need and how much of it you need. Okay. And you also have to put in mind that AI is like a baby. Okay. You have to coach it, to mentor it, to give it clear instructions so that you get what you want from it. Okay. Why all this? Because we are going to see now how using interactive AI, we are going to create test data, and we are going to do automation scripts using interactive AI. Let's say we have this scenario above. Okay, we have a company. We are developing software for that company. It is developing a payroll system, for example. Okay, and we are in the testing phase. We are required to write automation scripts for that. And while doing our automation scripts, we have found that we need test data. Okay, in a payroll system, you have an HR manager, you have employees. We need to create employee data. Okay, now let's see how we can use AI to actually give us those data to create a list of different data sets that we can use and input in our automation scripts, for example. All right, so let's keep this same format. If you're using ChatGPT, for example, firstly, you need to give to it some context, okay? Like above, the background part is a context of my current situation, all right? And the objectives are going to represent what I need the AI to give me. In this one, for example, I've stated that I needed the AI to generate synthetic user accounts data for this parent system that I mentioned above. Okay, I've specified and refined my objectives that I want from this search. Okay, I told it that I needed to have diversity, realism in the data that it is going to generate to me. All right, I've provided a sample in any format. So the AI is going to base itself on that format and give me outputs in the same format. Okay, in ChatGPT 3.5, you don't really had um, those add-ons, those functionalities, but it's currently being developed as from ChatGPT 4.0. So you will be able to add attachments, and also you can request the ChatGPT to output results in Excel, PowerPoint format, XML, etc., and etc. Okay, so based on this, the artificial intelligence tools will give you sets of data. All right, but just remember again the best practices that we mentioned: give clear instructions, avoid negations, thank it, put limits, boundaries, and have a step-by-step approach. Okay, coach it, give precise objectives, precise steps. And if, for example, it's outputting results that you're not happy with, you can always refine your answer, refine your requests. Okay, you can ask it to refine it based on what you need. Okay, this one, for example, I've tried it on ChatGPT, and this is the output that I get. We have some result set based on what I asked the AI tool to give me. Okay, and if I want to refine this data set further, I can refine it by being precise, giving instructions to the AI. All right, so this was about test data generation. And now let's move to test script generation. So a test script is a instructions that we give to the automation framework how to run the test, which test to run, which steps do we need to do, which actions we need to do, and based on that, it will give us results. It will do the test, on the software, click on this, click on that, based on what we told it to do. Okay, for the same scenario that we have just went through, we are going to now ask it to generate test scripts for us. Again, we put some objectives, what we want the AI to give us using ChatGPT again, a simple one. I've now asked the AI to generate test scripts for me in behavior driven development, okay, in Gherkin's format. So I've asked it in a precise way to cover end-to-end tests only, and areas of tests would be user account creation, validation, access control, etc. And I've done some more refinement on on what I need. Okay, this is an example, and the output is like this. It has given me some features, some feature file in the BDD format, Gherkin's format, some scenario. And if it doesn't comply with what I want, what my project, my organization, my test require, I can always refine it further, right? Just remember that the first set of instructions will give you some output. The AI will give you some output based on what you ask it to do, and if it's not what you wanted it to be, the results, I mean, you can also always refine it further, step by step, so that you finally get what you want. This was an example of how you can create BDD scripts for automation using interactive AI. And interactive AI, nowadays we have also seen in our IDEs, in our automation frameworks, we have the possibility to include libraries, AI libraries, or coding assistant in our automation frameworks, right? For example, robot framework, which is in automation framework using Python, right? It has the option where you can integrate AI with it. Codium AI, for example, it's an it's an AI that will help you with your coding, right? It will do code analysis, and it will tell you whether there's some code optimization to do. There's some errors in your code, right? And this is very, very, very helpful for developers, even at all levels. I mean, whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, advanced level developer, you will always see that those integrated AI in your IDE or framework will help you a lot to assist you in your coding and in your code optimization. Okay, if you are having a code base of to 10,000 lines, you have a code structure that's outdated, for example, it's always good to know how you can enhance and optimize your codes to work in a more reliable and a less bulky way, right? You want your code to be less bulky and be as efficient as it can. So those kind of integrated AI within UID can help you a lot on that. It's not only with robot framework, you have other automation IDEs like IntelliJ, for example, that we use. Automation uses IntelliJ by Cucumber with Java, right? And also with that, you have some integrated AI like SunoCube that can help you a lot in your coding as a coding assistant. So those were some examples of where you can use AI, but it's not limited only for those, okay? when you're executing tests, for example, for two automation scripts generate scripts in framework, um, there are other kinds of AI tools that can help you doing those activities. And even for test maintenance, okay, you have some code integrated code analysis tools like Codium AI I just mentioned, SonarQube, DeepCode, and we also have now some self-healing automation tools. Okay, in automation, just like in development, we do object-oriented programming. Okay, and we use a lot of elements of web pages um, to able to locate our elements on the web application, for example, on the software. Okay, and there's lots of cases where um, those locators change, right? You have XPerf IDs that have changed, I don't know, CSS name and all. And those self-healing automation tools and IDs, they will actually, while running your test, it will look for any changes that you have had in your locators, and it will suggest you that your code has not failed because of the functionality itself failing, but rather you're having incorrect um, locators, or your locators have changed, and it will show you when it's running the test what are the latest locators value that you need to change in your code. All right, so those are self-healing automation tools, IDs, and some of them are nowadays Tricentis, TestIM, but many other automation framework tools are trying to meet those aspects of AI in their tools now, because this represents a whole package, right? If you have an automation framework that is doing code analysis for you, or giving you suggestions for code optimization, it helps you in creating test scripts, test data. It helps you by being self-healing. It's learning on its own. Those would be the best tools that you can apply in your project and in your uh, work environment. Okay, this is what we want to work in a smart, fast, and intelligent way. Okay, and we also have AI tools that help us in the reporting phase, where it helps us to output test results, and also it tries to find like patterns, repetitive patterns, sorry, in failures of your scripts, of your test scenarios, and try to focus and optimize your code so that it focuses more on those areas at risk, right? And some of those AI driven reporting tools or intelligent insights, which can be an add-on on IntelliJ. You have MapL, Applitools, and so much more than that. Okay, I know it's very difficult to demo all those different kinds of automation and coding AI integration, but I've tried to give you some example with screenshot, and yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for
Yeah.
giving us the opportunity.
Yes.
Very cool, very cool. So, it's time, it's the difficult time for me to share some feedback with you guys. Let me transition to this one. Okay, transitioning. Why is it? Okay, how's that happening? Oh, some Oh gosh. Something terrible happened. My scene was still focusing on it froze on Zoom, so
I saw that, but then I thought it was on my side.
yeah. That's an epic stream that's going on, but we have the audio, so I will be able to share the audio with you guys. So that's my stream here, which is focusing on Discord.
It
but
froze on my screen on Test Trigger.
yeah, and which is strange because the Zoom closed. Google Meet. Well, I can share that. I don't know if you guys will open your cameras, else I can share something else. But yeah, we can stay like that if you want. Or yeah, very cool. Nice to have you here. All right. I'm going to share with you some feedback, and we have Kusho in the chat as well. Oh, he might drop in a minute. So overall feedback, I think the two of you are very well prepared. So that's very good to see. Like, you know your content. And I think, Ruben, especially, you did add a few more things than I guess was prepared as well. So some impro, and that's really interesting. It was valuable as well. Now,
I think we just have to stick to the recommended time because I think we were
Yeah.
more than expected, right?
Yeah, it was a very generous amount of information. But yeah, the thing is, you guys will be allocated one slot. So it's around 40 minutes total, including the Q&A.
For both of us.
Yeah, for your co-speakers, so it's considered as one session.
Yeah.
So going about around the content, so you guys have a lot of very good content. For example, on top of my head, I think Ruben, you mentioned the best practices. I think this is golden. Something
Yes.
golden. So if you have to switch things around, do keep that part, definitely. It's very interesting, and I have a silly question about that, but we'll get to that in a minute. And while I'm giving you feedback specifically to you, Ruben, feel
Yes.
free to increase the pace a little bit if you feel comfortable with that.
Okay.
Your pace is fine. It's very, yeah, you sound poised, but maybe in a like 15-minute presentation, I guess, from your part, since you're sharing with a co-speaker, maybe try
Okay.
to increase that a little bit. You can play along, do some variations, see how the audience reacts. Also, keep in mind, it's going to be a Saturday morning. Devs waking up early on a Saturday morning to get some to absorb some knowledge and all that. So it's tricky to try to find the best balance. But yeah, that would be
Nah,
one.
he's just tired today. Look at him.
No, I mean for the people who are going to be there on Saturday morning. But yeah, so the pace you can increase a little bit, and you have a lot to share on some of the items. I sorry, I don't have the words in mind, but you had a few elements on one slide, and you stayed on that for quite a bit. So just a tip, if you're going to keep that part that extended, feel free to have one slide per
Multiple slides.
item. Yeah, one per item after you have your main presentation slide. It's that one you can keep, but maybe add one more. And yeah, for the best practices, I think you did that for some of them, but maybe have a quick one sentence example where possible, or if you want to help yourself with some slides, most welcome as well. Keep in mind, I'm zooming out a little bit for two of you, sorry, is that you're going to be talking to mostly developers, some seniors, some juniors, and all that. So globally, try to have this sort of a balance between being deep into the topic, but maybe not too much. Of course, there's no right or wrong answer, but try to put yourself in their shoes. Like they should be able to oscillate between, oh, I get what they're saying, and oh, this
Yeah.
is a little bit complex, it's a bit challenging,
It
maybe
was
I'm
too
gonna
much,
ask questions.
no?
Overall it was interesting, but maybe too close and tending too much towards a lecture, which is what
Yeah,
we tend
yeah.
to do naturally when we do presentations, and especially when we're starting. At least when we're doing that presentations at Front-End Coders, we try to give some elements to the audience so that they get interested, and they would ask questions, they come to you, and they would do their own research. We're not trying to do a full lecture there, but that could be something for a video or another stream, because you guys are very thorough with the content. That was my feedback for you, Ruben. Farah, and to some extent Ruben as well, but general rule when you're having slides, try to not have too much text on the slides.
Yeah, actually, it's not the final ask content.
Of course, we're here for that, getting some
yeah.
feedback, and yeah. So
So you tend to
you're
read things that was there.
yeah, and I have
Yeah.
a very low attention span myself, so yeah.
Even I was bored at some point.
I wouldn't say bored, because one feedback I have for you, well, one or two, but this is the core of it. You have a very good base for this style of presentation. I was asking myself, like, is she a teacher or something? Because it seems very natural, and linked to the base, you seem very well prepared, and it seems like very well rehearsed. And I think I could imagine that at some point you had some issues, unexpected feedback from the tool when you were doing the live demo, and maybe you were a little bit under stress, but we didn't perceive it. It seemed to flow very well. So definitely keep that. And about the demo, sorry if it's a bit a mess of a feedback, but
No,
trying
it's
here.
fine.
So you're doing a live demo from a web tool. If you have the time and if you feel it's worth, have a backup video, maybe something condensed of a few minutes that you could eventually play, and talk over it in case we have major connection issues on site that day, or there are like proxies that wouldn't allow you to, worst case, we're talking worst case scenarios here, so it's not mandatory, but I know I haven't always done that videos as backups, but
Yeah.
it's a good tip sometimes. And yeah, overall, yeah, the content, as you said, was a lot. So what you could do is you could still mention everything, but focus maybe on 3 points on each aspect that you might develop a bit, and then the others you would just mention it. And those are like the hooks that might make people come ask questions, like right after during your Q&A, or maybe at lunchtime and things like that. So this was my feedback for you, and now we have a few questions, which tonight are all from me, but that's okay.
Kushal joining. Oh,
Sorry, Kushal,
is
yeah.
Kushal joining?
Kushal had to leave apparently. Need to drop. See you all on Saturday. Yeah. So we might not have him there. I'm going to do this and do that. I'm going to display the question. Or if you're checking the stream, you might see that. If I move it here, yeah, you don't see it, but you see it on the feedback. So, question about your tool: are all the test cases generated by the tool, like on the fly?
Where did you paste this? I can't see.
Oh no. It's if you check the stream feedback, you will see it. But that's just for your curiosity. I'm just going to mention the question to you orally.
No, it doesn't. Actually, if you remember the demo, so once you start to create all the test cases at once from the homepage, you would see that you have only limited option to generate 3 scenarios. So from there, you have the option to either regenerate if you're not happy or to remove. But then again, no, it doesn't generate all the scenarios. And at the same time, if you want to add more, once you are within the test case, you are able to do it by adding more. But then again, it's kind of, I would say it's kind of messy because you have to do a lot of human interaction. That you have something like really cool that you can use after. So you have to spend some time like refactoring, but it's not something difficult. Even if you don't have any like technical backgrounds, you should be able to do it. But yeah, it's not. And then also the way it's presented, I've asked this question with test triggers that when we testers, like both automation and manual, when we start to write test cases, we have a flow, right? You're testing a login page, for example, you would start on the username, email, then go to the password, then forget password. Before that, you would add all the different fields validation underneath each section. But with test trigger, it tends to get a bit messy, especially if you come afterwards and try to add scenarios to have a complete like package that would provide maximum coverage, but you don't have a drag and drop option where you can actually like reassemble all your test cases in a proper way. So
All right.
tends
So
to be really messy. If you would run it on the tool, it's fine. But if you want someone to just come on the tool and look at all the different test cases, they would easily lost themselves.
all right. So you would say maybe the tool is a work in progress, something like that, right?
Yeah, I did contact with Test Trigger because we were planning to actually buy the license. But then by the look of it for now, like I said, we will stick to the free version because it's still in work in progress. There are a lot of tips that I give to them, like as a user that I would want to use it, and they've taken note.
All right.
Yeah, but it's still in the job that instead of going and buying a license for like a test management tool, so this one is generating the test scenarios for you. At the same time, you've got a platform where you can run it and have reporting that you see the report as well as you can export. So it's still bringing value, I would say, to what we're currently doing. But maybe in the future, it's still something that they need to improve on.
That's very interesting. So maybe at some point you'll be in the loop to help make the tool better. All right, next question, which is still related to that, maybe more pinpointing one point. What's your feedback on the pre-filled content for the Jira ticket? I saw it was super interesting, but from your point of view, from your expertise, is the quality good, or do you find yourself in reality actually editing a lot of that?
I'm really sorry. I don't think, I don't know why it's not working because in normal cases, it would open directly the Jira ticket already created. The way it's put together there with the title, the summary, replication step, everything, you would have maximum details on a ticket that can help everyone. The only, it's not a bad thing, but the evidence would come as a link. To Test Trigger. So if you're someone that doesn't have access to my project or Test Trigger, so you would, I don't think it's related to Test Trigger, but to my project, because that specific test run was run on my account, right? So if you are a developer or product owner, you would not be able to view those evidences. So this is something that we'll have to manually add. Or if I have the option to kind of take a screenshot or re-record the video, that's it. And then if you have to do more modification, as in adding a ticket to the sprint, adding labels, so the tool will not do it for you. But in terms of creating the ticket in itself, the amount of detail that is already there, I would say it's already saving like 10 to 15 minutes, which is a lot. Because in normal cases, this is that much of time that you would take to create a ticket with proper details for everyone to understand. So this is something that really, really saves time.
That's very exciting, and it brings like a question I haven't noted down, but do you think this would help newcomers learn the job quicker, faster, or
I think Ruben and I, we talk about that before, like his experience as well as I. So we've got a lot of experience in the industry and we've climbed the ladder. So right now, especially work coming from, internal development environment where you've got a lot of exposure. And I know in Mauritius, you don't have a lot of companies that offers internal development. So the way a QA would operate in an internal development kind of company, and the way you would operate in a consultancy-based company, like at PhD, for example, they would take you, employ you, do your salary, and do other HR things, and then they will place you with a client to work, right? So you would work only for that project. The mindset is different. The way you would approach things is different because you're literally working as a contractor. But if you're working in development, it's different because you are responsible for whatever internal product is being built for the quality. Because when it backfires like really,
Yeah,
like
just to add in
different.
on what Farah is saying, what she's trying to say is that there's not as much emphasis nowadays on developing QA skills, whether in manual
Yeah,
or automation, right? And using AI can prove to be tricky in the way that we are not building these skills. Okay, we're getting the
right.
AI to do that for you, but even for in coding skills for automation or manual skills for manual testers, right? The intermediate and junior testers nowadays are not developing those skills, but rather using AI, and
yeah.
we can say that
Right. So it's the
AI
same
makes us
idea.
stupid, right?
Mm, yeah, it's the same idea as in development itself, right? So
Exactly. So we will not encourage like junior to kind of use it
So
because we
juniors,
don't want.
you've heard
Yeah,
them.
we don't
You've
people.
heard
Yeah,
me. Don't rely
exactly.
on AI. Learn the job,
No.
grind it, and use your senior peers to learn and build the skills rather than the AI. And you maybe you can have like a cheat day when you use AI on Fridays. I don't know. Talk to your
Yeah.
seniors for that. But
We had this
otherwise,
conversation actually before with Ruben. So this is why we smiled when you asked the question, because it would be like creating like lazy testers, and we don't
yeah.
want that. We want to create good testers.
Yeah, because you can have like so much coverage of the platform, but it's not enough. It's not the right one. So you have a full sense of security about your tests, and
And your
that
job
might be the
as
worst.
well. Your job as well. So what if tomorrow you no longer have ChatGPT, only come with AI? So how are you gonna, work? What are you gonna
Yeah.
do? That's
Yeah.
endangering yourself to your job.
And that's a good segue to another question that I have, mostly for Ruben, but I guess the two of you can answer it. Do you use only ChatGPT for data generation? Have you tried Gemini? So that was related to data generation, but for your use case, maybe globally as well, the two of you, do you use those tools in general, and do you like only GPT, Gemini, or maybe some of the open source ones? We have Llama 3 that just came out like less than a week ago. So what's your take on that? First, about data generation, and maybe more broadly at work.
For data generation, I mostly personally use ChatGPT. I find it enough for me based on what I require, but I have some exposure. I've seen how Gemini works or Llama as well. That's part of the POE group, right? So those chat AI assistants can help us in different ways, but personally for me, ChatGPT is enough. But if you have some requirements, more advanced requirements, some specific things that you want to have, maybe other tools can help you.
All right, sounds good. So we're almost at the, well, kind of at the end of the time for the Q&A. I'm going to do some two rapid questions, mostly for you, Ruben. Which languages are supported by Codium? Maybe I didn't understand that super well, but like, is
Okay,
it JavaScript
so
and stuff?
for Codium AI, you have Python, TypeScript, and also I think JavaScript also. Okay,
Yeah.
so those three are supported, and for Codium AI, I mostly use it on Robot Framework. Okay, so it's like a plugin, an add-on that you can put on your IDE or your automation tool, right? Each IDE, each developer, I think they're working on some IDE, and those IDE would have some plugin AI plugin, sorry, that you can add to your IDE.
All right, thanks. That's a bit clearer. Thank you. And
Yeah.
final question, which is super important, maybe to the two of you. Do you thank the AI? Ruben, you mentioned about thanking the AI.
Yeah.
Do you thank the AI with words or with prime numbers? Please tell me.
It's
I
with
need to know.
words. It's with words. Okay, it's
All
with
right.
words. We're not reach the steps
we
where
say
we need
please as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We all sit kindly. We thank it with words because we have prompts right now. So we use text to communicate with the AI, the machine
Right.
learning system, right? So yeah, words is good.
Very, very, very nice. Thanks a lot to the two of you. So that
Thank you.
should give you a sense of how long a Q&A session can be. Sometimes it can be shorter because people are shy, or
Yeah.
or they don't have enough prior knowledge of the topic, or
Mhm.
or any parallels to the topic to be able to ask that many questions. So it might be shorter, but it might tend to go longer. But potentially the organizers would give you signs like, okay, maybe last question, and the rest can be handled during lunchtime. Yeah, so that was a great session. So maybe we can take, if you want, we can take five more minutes. If you have a message you want to share with the audience, or anything you want to talk about, we can take like 5 minutes for the two of you to share something.
We're so inside you that we can't even see the audience because it's like two different platforms, right?
Right. Yeah, it's like Google Meet, there's Twitch, and there's YouTube as well, which I'm trying today. Not a great idea, by the way, with the bit rates. Anyways, no, but if there's a general message you want to stay over the internet, and I can share the video with you later on. But yeah, go ahead if you have anything to say.
It's quite late. I don't think so.
No worries.
From my side, I can just add something very quickly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just know how to use UI. Okay, develop your skills first, whether it's in coding, or if you need to identify scenarios, even for developers as well, right? You need to make sure their unit tests are being covered and all. So use the AI in a good way, in a positive way, but first develop
Responsibly.
your skills. Yeah.
Responsibly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Guys, it's been a great pleasure to have you on the channel, to see the content. You've collected the feedback. I can share that with you off stream. Of course, I can share it again in text and all that. And super excited to see what you're gonna come up with for Saturday morning. And gosh, I'm sure you're gonna have so many questions. Get ready for that. But yeah, you have enough content. You now it's a difficult job of cutting down, picking things to focus on. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to like find the right things to focus on, but try. We here to, you guys are here to share value, and you have tons of value anyways to share with developers. We need to listen to testers a lot more, so it's going to be a great day for the two universes to meet gently. So that's going to be super cool. I'm super excited. So yeah,
You've seen everything.
say again.
You've seen everything.
Yeah, I've seen everything. Well, I might not have questions, but people will have now. So very cool. If you'd like, I would ask you, where can people find you if they want to talk to you online?
LinkedIn.
Yeah, same
LinkedIn.
for me.
Publish this.
Oh yeah, they can see you. Yeah, on Saturday as well.
No, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Feel free to come in the chat and share the link to your LinkedIn profiles. It's all good. All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. I know it was long. It's late. Thanks again for joining, and see you Saturday, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bye.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you,
See you.
Cedric. Bye,
Thanks.
Ruben.
Bye.
Bye for now. Bye. Oops. What did I close? Wrong keyboard. Wrong keyboard. Help. Hey son, are you still around? Type 1 in the chat, son, if you're still around. This was a great session. It was a tiny success for me for the tool, which worked better this time. Well, put a little bit of effort into it. Let me change the scene back to in progress. Yeah. So the tool worked like this. So questions are submitted, they are either approved or rejected. If they are rejected, you can only revert the state, but I would just reject that one, right? And once they are approved, they can be displayed. So the UX still has to be improved on. I'm sure our two testers will or maybe they are currently screaming at their screen because for example, if that one is displayed, it's not moved into a queue that keeps track of all of them being displayed. So yeah, that's improvement, because I have to keep track of which one was already displayed in my head at the moment. So yeah, just more dev time. I guess that's cool. One thing I enjoy here is that chat. Yeah, if I open the chat and whoa, what's going on? Whoa, is my graphics card dying or something? I think it is. It's not a come on, it's really time to get that new computer, I think. Okay, so what's going on? Let me close this. Okay, yeah, I can maybe close VS Code as well. Maybe some music. Turning back on the music. I hope it's good. Will it render or will it not? That is the question. I think it's not working. Maybe it's the... Is it the app or is it my browser? Okay, it's working. So, some UI issues there. So we had the questions queue. This is another question. I cannot type question, right? It will appear here. I can approve it or reject it. When it's approved, it's there. So I hit display, and on the right overlay, it's the one being focused. So So I need a new state to separate these two. Whoa, okay, yeah. It was a bit behind. We're good. Let's close this. There. And now I'm going to do SC. That's only I can do that to close the session. I also have a button here, but it's cooler to do it from the chat. So I do that. And it reacts properly. The UI is not the best, but it works for now, and I have to make it better so that I can use it, well, other people can use it, right? But that was it. So I think I can close all this. I can close that. The chat can stay here. Guys, please, if you're joining us next this Saturday, please register, log in RSVP. So we're gonna check if the speakers are there. Okay, that's a cool check that we can do before we go raid someone. Okay, we have Anan. So do we have Anan in the... Yeah, so we have the right one. Jordan, did you register? Very good, Jordan. Sandeep, I think he registered. He's the host. Yeah, I go first on that meetup. I think we call him Jean Bruno, but that's his full name on Google. Oh, Bruno did not register. Ruben. Oh, Ruben, you haven't registered, and well, unless it's under another name. And for wait, which one? Yes, you're there. We have another one. Yeah. So Ruben and Jean Bruno, you guys please remember to register RSVP for the meetup. And another cool thing that we'll use, again, we use that at the other meetup. We have the QR code that you can open here. And I'm going to open the website as an admin. So bear with me. You're not supposed to do that before the meetup, but it's just to show you guys we can edit the database again. So I'm gonna scan this QR code /admin/verify. Not authorized. I need to log in. I'm an admin. Connect with Google. Bear with me, guys. Why did that fail? Okay. Let me reload the page. What? Oh no, I'm not an admin anymore, so I cannot demo that. That's embarrassing. Yep, no, it's not working. Anyways, we would scan that on the day, right? And you would be marked as verified. So let's go to meetup 50, I think. Right. So you see all those ticks, they had their QR code scanned by an admin, and hence they were like verified. Like, you RSVP'd, I'm coming. This green tick says that you were actually there. So yeah, you can see the cool photos of the meetup there, and next meetup is going to be at Publicis in Eben. So register. Oh, we have someone who has registered. Who is it that just registered? Is it in order? Is it Jayesh? In any case, thanks for registering live on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, so the venue, Publicis Global Delivery, second floor of the Maeva Tower in Eben. Once you RSVP, we're going to contact you through WhatsApp, I believe. or email, probably WhatsApp mostly, and to make sure you're coming, that you're all right with the transportation and all that. Kushal is going to take good care of that mainly, right? So 25 more seats, right? So bring your friends. All right, that was it for me tonight. Hope to see all of you at the meetup this Saturday, and I will see you probably Monday for the next stream. Now that's done, and I think we're going to end the stream there. We're not going to rate people. So again, thanks everyone for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.